All right, I'd like to call this Town of Plainfield Board of Selectmen special meeting to order. This is May 4th, 2020, and the Board of Selectmen shall hold a special meeting on May 4th, 2020, 7 p.m. It's actually 7:05 via Zoom. I'm going to call to order and ask that you rise to the Pledge of Allegiance. And pledge allegiance to the flag
To the flag
of the United States of America,
States of America,
to the republic which
for which it
stands,
stands,
one
nation,
under God,
God,
indivisible,
and justice for all.
Justice for all.
for all.
All right, Board of Selectmen roll call.
Art Gagnon.
Kevin Cunningham. Kathy, can you hear us? I'll try one more. Kathy, can you hear us?
There she's talking.
You're probably talking, but we can't hear you, Kathy. I don't know if you're not on mute. All right, Kathy, at the bottom of your screen, there should be a reactions button. Would you be able to, oh, there we go. Would you be able to use the reactions button to, if we can't hear you, could you use the reaction button just to raise your hand so I know that you can hear us? Okay. Well, at this point, we're going to continue. Hopefully, we can get Kathy in on this. We can start the discussion, though. At this point, I go to item C, which is approving the minutes from April 20th, 2020. Entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes from April 20th, 2020.
Motion by Art. I'll second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Item D is public comment for those people who wanted to make a comment or say something prior. If you wanted to say something now, we did take and open up the floor to comments in the last meeting, but we didn't have enough time. So if you wanted to say something, this is a great opportunity. We did take emails previously. There were none. We talked about how there was only one person who made a phone call that said that they were happy with their oat mill, and we answered some questions in the last meeting. Are there any other questions from the public? In order to do that, you would either open up your microphone and unmute, or you can put it in chat, because all of the chat is recorded as well.
Kevin, I got a question. Sean Peterson.
Sean, yep.
With the spending freeze going in July 1st, will the ice rink be purchased and fireworks?
Whatever's in the budget will be we're going to look to purchase. As far as the fireworks, I think that was something we'd probably hold on to for right now, because basically we've been hearing things as you have from the press and from the news about what's going on out there around us. I think we might consider doing something later in the season based on what we could, what's going on, if there's changes. So yes, I think that's a good idea with holding off on purchase of fireworks. The only one that's tough right now is and other items like that as well, those be held off. The one that we'd like to probably go forward with because of a timing issue would be the Moosa Pond herbicide, because it's a seasonal issue and it's a timing for the pond. So that one we'd probably go forward with. The rest of them we'd probably hold off on for right now.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else?
I have a question for Ken.
He's on.
Yeah. Okay. Are they planning to open the schools anytime before the end of the school year or no?
Is that to me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
tomorrow, the governor is expected to give a press conference where schools will remain closed for the remainder of this year and possibly into the summer. So I do not expect schools open at all. We will be trying to come up with alternate plans for the important celebrations like graduation, doing that in some way that is allowable.
Okay.
Other questions?
Kevin, I do. Naomi Smith.
Yes.
I have some questions about the expenditures for the pool in the previous years that I had requested information from Kelly on. And it appeared that a lot of the expense was spent on salaries, not so much on the actual cost of the pool. And I'm wondering if that kind of got resolved or figured out where all those salaries were going to.
And I believe you got a list of every employee that worked at the pool part-time, and we have one person who coordinates it as a, pretty much the full-time person to do that. So I think what you saw there is correct. There's a lot of lifeguards, there's a lot of classes being held, so that's why there's a long list.
Well, it's interesting because in the printout that I got from Kelly, there was designated lifeguards, and then there was designated cost for like the, classes, like from Marie's Fitness. But then there were other like salary items that weren't really clarified that I was kind of questioning. So I didn't know if Kelly would have some more input on that.
Yeah. Do you want to email and ask me the specific questions, or do you have them right now?
I can email you with them. That's fine.
That's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
A bulk of them do come out of the pool salary line item, the lifeguards. Some of the fitness stuff for the classes and stuff comes out of recreation accounts receivable account that they have. They bring money in for the class, and then they pay the consultant out of that. So I could show you that too.
Yeah, because I know in one of the years, I believe it was last year's, there was even a line item in there that said Social Security for the pool. And I was like,
Yes.
Social Security for the pool.
Yeah, we were trying to have the pool pay a portion of the Social Security tax, the 0.0765 out of the pool fund instead of taking from the general fund. At that time, we were really strict with the budget, so I had to watch every penny. So we were trying to allocate it to the pool to show the true cost of the pool.
Okay. Yeah, because my calculations came up with like salaries were close to over $60,000.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, what are all these excessive salaries? Like, who is that going to?
Oh yeah, I can show you all of that. Yeah, that's not a problem.
Well, it's a little confusing for the public because it's like the cost of the pool versus we're not really seeing like the transparency of like the cost of the salaries versus what's the actual pool cost. So that's,
okay.
I'll email you.
Yeah, a bulk of it honestly is salaries.
Right.
So
okay.
yeah.
All
The
right,
last
thank
time,
you.
you're welcome.
Kevin, just on that, can you hear me, Kevin?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Just on that same subject, I think we mentioned it at the last, the April 22nd Board of Finance meeting about how one of the reasons for increasing in salary when it came to pool is for hourly employees that having to comply with the increase of minimum wage.
Right.
Because I know some people have forgotten about that. I mean, I remember, of course, all the debate going on in Hartford about that and then the eventual passing of the bill. But the point is that, both for town and businesses, if they were not already implementing that, then they have to figure out in the budget as each year progresses going into, I think, 21, putting in segments to eventually get to the $15 an hour, which unfortunately means more money having to put towards it.
And that's the way it is. But we're trying to deal with that by putting the increments in the budget, so we're not falling behind.
Yeah.
So this is a very, very unusual year. Obviously, the state of Connecticut has deemed that under the executive order 7S, that, actually 7I, along with 7S, but 7I basically tells us that under Section 13, that the town leadership is really the ones who will be putting forth a budget and passing it without having to go through going through an actual town meeting. The very very unusual thing about all of this is, and good to our effect, is the fact that normally we would have a town hearing on the budget this date. And the other things that go along with that is that the town has a charter which implements, if it's a 0 mil increase, that we vote on it through the town meeting portion of it with the Board of Finance, Board of Selectmen, Board of Education, working cooperatively to say it's a 0 mil increase, and so therefore it doesn't have to go out to a referendum. With those things said, I wanted to make sure we included the Board of Education and Board of Finance in all of this process, so we're all really understanding exactly what's going forward. I think you all did a great job of helping to put together a fair budget, which comes out and it helps to make it easier for those people who are going through difficult times. I appreciate that very much, and I want to say thank you to both those boards. With that said, we have something that still will keep up online for the, we're going to keep up the current budget. We'll keep up the slideshow that people, if they have questions, they can go to the slideshow and see why certain things were changed. I appreciate the public's input, and I appreciate your input. If there's anything you'd like to see differently, we can make some modifications, some adjustments. That's not a problem. With that said, I would go to item E under new business. And so what we'll do here is the Board of Selectmen would vote on this with hearing from the Board of Finance previously about these 3 items. So I'll start off with number 1, which is just the way it would have been warned to a referendum. Shall the annual operating budget for the town in the amount of $12,581,829 for the fiscal year July 1, 2020 to June 30th, 2021, as presented by the Board of Finance and Board of Selectmen, be adopted? And I would ask that the Board of Selectmen take vote on this. Would you say this would be something you would motion to approve?
Aye.
And Kathy, I think you came back, and I think she's dropped off already.
On again.
Yeah, unfortunately, the connection is not the greatest there, but I would second that motion.
Are you looking for a motion?
That was the motion you made. You said
Or
aye.
you just wanted to vote on it?
Yeah. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, so we have a approval on item 1. Number 2, shall the education budget in the amount of $35,946,723 for the fiscal year July 1, 2020 to June 30th, 2021, as presented by the Board of Finance and Board of Education, be adopted? Motion.
You want a motion form?
Motion to accept?
I'll make a motion to accept it.
And a second, I will second that. And all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item number 3, which is shall the capital improvement program for the next year and ensuing 5 years as presented by the Board of Selectmen and Board of Finance be approved?
I'll make the motion that we approve.
Motion to approve.
5-year capital.
And I will second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, and item number F, which is other and correspondence, we don't have any other than the fact that, again, I want to thank all of those people who participated in the process and encourage us to continue that line of communications back and forth. Items are definitely accepted to understand that we can still make some changes for the following year's budget, and we want to start working on that right away. I would definitely anticipate that talk about finishing off the year strong with being able to put to the Board of Finance a line item transfer list. And we have a list of things that we can do for you, prepare that for you, and get ready for the end of the year. And that we'll start working immediately to have the town go into a freeze on the town side so that we're watching what we're purchasing and also hires, make sure that we go forward. I do, again, appreciate all that you've done, and thank you very much. With that said, entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
And second. I'll second that. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are now adjourned, and it is 7:20. Thank you all very much, and minutes from this will come up soon, as well as I'll see if I can get the recording, the link to that as well. So same thing with the Board of Finance. We'll see if we can put that link up there so people can actually watch this. All right, well, thank you all very much, and have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good night.
Good night.